not to bring up guilt or fear, but I want to be real practical and be doing something about this, be solution-oriented. And I know how we can do it, and that's to awaken our brothers and sisters to their divinity. And one way to do that is to be a role model of peace and light. How do you be a role model of peace and light? It involves every time you go anywhere, whether it's putting gas in your car or going to the grocery store, going to work. You're being watched, not just by the angels, but by other people. There is no such thing as privacy. Sorry. We're pretty much in a fishbowl 24/7. You all know that, right? You can't get away with anything, especially these days. The darkness cannot hide. Whenever you go anywhere, stay in that same state that you were when you were meditating in your room at home, as much as you can. Before you get out of the car to pump gas, take just a second to breathe and close your eyes and center yourself and say a prayer. St. Francis's prayer is a good one, which is, Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Just that thought, whatever words you want to use. Because when someone connects with you, and you don't have to say a word, they feel that love. They feel that light. They feel that peace. They feel that centeredness. And they learn more from you in that split-second encounter with you than reading A Course in Miracles or any Alice Bailey book or going to lectures or going to classes. Because it's osmosis. It's entrainment. It happens through an energy exchange. So whatever you need to do, if you put a little sign that says peace on your dashboard and on your office desk, to be the peace that you want in the world, is how we teach peace. And gosh, to take action steps. Because the angels are here to help you with every single part of your life. But they are not going to do everything for you. These books, I love these books, but I sat there and typed them. And there was times when I wanted to go to the movie theater with my friends instead, but I stayed home and wrote these books because that's my mission. I love writing books, so please don't feel sorry for me. It's a low energy. Okay. But the mission is speaking to you through your dreams and desires. What do you dream of doing? If you just were let go of all restrictions, if there was a philanthropist walking ahead of you writing big checks to you, and you had all the time and the money, and everything was perfect for you in terms of you being qualified, and I snap my fingers right now, what changes would you make in your life? What's the first thing that comes to mind for you? You don't have to share it out loud, but notice it. What would you desperately like to change about your life right now? Getting your life in alignment means addressing that. If something is out of alignment and you don't like it, it's got to be addressed right now. It's like tuning a piano. So you don't like the commute to work, I heard a few of you say? You need to address that. There's either a way to make that commute more pleasant by making your car into a temple with CDs or MP3s that you get downloaded from East West. You don't like the relationship you're in? Don't stuff down the feelings. Get counseling. Talk to your partner. You don't like your job? Same thing. Address it. It's part of the sensitivity and the strength training that we're all going through right now. And I want to tell you, it's only going to get more intense from here. It's not going to go back to it like it was a few years ago when we could stuff down awareness of this stuff. That's never going to happen again. The baby's out. It's not going back. And I'm not here to convince or convert anyone. I'm speaking my truth. And I encourage you to do the same. I've been giving spiritual workshops since the 80s. I know. That's 30 years. Oh my God. And the reason I say this is we really need fresh, new, young blood. Or old blood. It doesn't have to be young. Louise Hay started in her late 40s in her spiritual path. So we need new spiritual teachers, and the time has never been better. It's the time now. It's not like the old ages where they used to do horrible things to us that involved fire and stakes. When we'd be spiritual teachers, these days they give you publishing contracts. It's really kind of nice. Follow your truth. Trust it. Trust your truth. And when you're dealing in difficult situations, call on help to center you back to love. No one's asking you to be in any sort of harsh situation. As a sensitive light worker, you probably should get out of harsh situations. But do work every single day on your strength and your sensitivity. Take excellent care of your body. If you're being told to exercise, run to that guidance. Do it. If you're being told to let go of certain foods or beverages or things you smoke, do it without delay. As you follow your guidance to move or to do this or do that, you're running to your happiness, to your very self. And if you knew what joy and ecstasy and bliss and success and abundance and health and love awaited you by following your guidance, you wouldn't delay at all. There's no need to fear about making life changes, especially by asking for help. I wrote a little book called Angel Words with my son, Grant. And Grant's a computer genius. And he was recording me doing podcasts. And when I said the word angel, he was looking at the little word graphs on the computer. And he stopped me. And he said, "Mom, when you said the word angel, it looked just like an angel in flight." I don't know if you can see this. You can all take a look at this after the talk. And being someone who loves patterns, it set Grant off on a quest to look at how other words look on the computer. And so over the next few months, my son and I read universally considered positive thoughts and universally considered negative thoughts, what we theorized they were, into the computer and looked at the graphs. And we didn't know what we were going to expect. We didn't know if they'd all look like the shapes or what would happen. But we came across a pattern immediately that words like peace, positive, prayer, lucky, holiday, integrity, joy, and light all had these very, very big graphs. Very, very big graphs. And interesting, the word kiss is one of the biggest. So we should say love, light, and kisses. And then my poor son, we had to clear his office for days after he did this. My poor baby read into the microphone all of the low energy words, the icky words. And all of them had these teeny tiny graphs. Teeny, teeny, tiny. Can you see the difference? And so what we realized is this is visual evidence of high energy words and low energy words. And then we collected stories of people who changed their lives by changing their vocabulary. And we were blown away by what happened. We got stories from people who went from being ill to healthy, from being financially broke to being prosperous, whose businesses went from on the brink of bankruptcy to abundance. And it does remind me of my dear friend, Dr. Masaru Emoto, who, God bless him, he's doing such great work. Is that people tell me they're buying this book for their relatives who are always complaining. Because after Grant and I wrote this book, we are so conscious now to say things in a positive way. Every sentence that you can say can be worded in two different ways, can't it? You can say it in a positive way or in a negative way, even when you're warning someone of something. So I'm really happy about that. And then this book, my newest book, Angel Therapy Handbook, just came out because I just finished teaching my last in-person Angel Therapy Practitioner course in June in Kona. The course is now on DVD, and you can take it through angeluniversity.com. Angeluniversity.com has the same certification, and I teach a version of it that leads to Angel Therapy certification in Australia every December when it's summer there. You're welcome to come join me there in Queensland. It's beautiful, right on the beach. But this encapsulates everything I've taught in my classes, everything from how to start your spiritual practice and how to get confidence as a speaker and a writer and as a healer, and how to work with different angels and mediumship and doing spiritual healing, etc. So, enough. I do readings every Wednesday on my HeyHouseRadio.com show, and I always love when I see people from the Bay Area calling in. Don't tell anyone, but I take Hawaii and Bay Area people first. I do. Just because I know that you're going to ask the greatest questions. Shh, it's a little secret.